most of you, like when I entered inside the premises of the colleges, some might have seen me. So what is the first thing that came in your mind when you look at me? Something like you would be thinking, Acha, who is this guy? Acha, what is that telling? And one more thing, before we get into the detailed topics, first raise your hands. How many of you are having stage fear? Properly. And unless your hand is bent, otherwise I should see you there. Like out by giving out. What if I say you don't have a stage fear at all? Those who have lifted their hands. Thank you. Because like for a stage fear, as far as I know, that people who is having a stage fear, they don't even raise their hand. Out of those like who did raise your hand, if you are still having a stage fear, means you are in trouble. And those people who lift your hand, you don't have a stage fear at all. So basically, it's the first step. Like whenever you are saying you are accepting that you are stage fear, means you are not having a stage fear. You just have a kind of a fear that what happens if I say wrong. So just take it out of your mind. Like even though if someone says anything wrong, you won't be asked, take a scale and figure it on your, like in school days, or ask you to do this Roda on, No one tells you that. And trust me, I have seen a lot of professionals in my life who are like very extremely talented, but due to lack of communication skills or lack of communication skills is also not thing. It's because of the stage fear. They have a communication skills, everything. But they do not come out of their fear zone and they stay there and they always remain. Just a best example I will tell you is when I was in the college, I had to give a seminar to my faculty, technical seminar in the final year. So I had a very good stage fear similar like you. My friend was operating the system and I just turned like this. Till the end of the presentation, I didn't turn back. And funniest part is half of the class already left. I didn't even see that. And my sir was like, little bit friendly, so he gave me a question. Hey, what are you doing? Like, half of the class already left. But you didn't even turn your face. Why? He said, stage fear. Why? Am I going to hit you? Then, slowly I started working on it. And today, I'm in front of you guys. I don't know any of you personally or directly or indirectly. But still, I came here to talk in front of you. I don't have a stage fear. Even there are thousands of people in front of me, I just grab the mic and I will come forward. And that taught me to somewhere else. When I was in my education time, it was like I never knew that I'll have to do some part-time call center job. I completed my graduation BTech in computer science. I was thinking in that way because of this stage fear. Once I worked on it, today I have like 13 years experience. I'm the team lead in one of the organizations. I have worked in some 7 different organizations. Today, I directly, whenever I see a CEO coming in, I then walk in myself and introduce myself to the CEO. So that level I am now. And CEO knows my name today. There are a lot of big people in the office, but still CEO knows me because I don't have a stage fear. I went directly and introduced myself. I gave him my impression then. And whenever some good opportunity comes in, so he'll remember something. So that's the opportunity I'm creating now. And that how you get it? Not having a stage fear. If you have a stage fear, even though you have a bunch of talent, you'll be sitting in the same place, sitting in the back. Let's get into the topic. So before we get in deep into the session, so again I'll introduce myself. So my name is Kishore Kumar. People know me in office, but majority people know me as Kishore the rider. So I'm a YouTuber, I'm a bike rider, I do social activities, I'm a cyber bar, traffic volunteer, I do multiple things in the community. And from the social activity part, so this is one of the major important, I always give first preference to this. I've been following up with regarding this from the management, and the management always supported me in all the aspects, considering my availability, and thanks thanks to Manish and his team. Like seriously, even they were doing continuous follow. So thank you so much, sir, for the support you have given. Because not every colleges really think like to safeguard their students. They are like even their 1 hour session is like they are missing out these distinctions. But most important thing of our part is that we have to be alive today to achieve anything. We have to be fit. We should have like both hands and legs and everything for properly working. Then we can achieve everything. If we have that mentally something is losing, so we cannot achieve it. So out of this, so helmet awareness session. So what I am going to cover today is like already I have done like about me. So before we jump in, tell me like how many of you ride on the bike? Like, you have your bike, you come to college by bike. Now, how many of you didn't even sit on the bike? I should expect everyone. Not even once. But bike means good to me. No one sat on the bike today. I mean, anytime. Everyone, right? Louder.
Yes.
So everyone once in a lifetime, at least everyone taking weekly twice or thrice, you will sit on a bike. It can be a rider and the person sitting in the back called as a pillion. So either ways, okay. Now, genuinely answer. How many of you wear helmet? Yeah. Good to see. Now, how many of you seriously wear helmet? Not thinking of the traffic, looking about your safety. Those who are not accepting, very good that you are not accepting it, because this session is mainly for you guys. And to every single individual, tomorrow someone comes in front of you and asks you like, "Arey, take it out, your helmet is like disturbing because of this helmet. How you get this thing?" So tomorrow you are going to tell them what I am going to tell you today. So that's my two sides of me. So I have like 13 years experience as a software test engineer. This is one side of me. Very less people know me, and that's me. Like as a rider, I'll be going like different traveling to different destinations, and I'm the lead rider of multiple cabs in Hyderabad. And my main motive is to educate the youngsters on the importance of the riding, helmet awareness, and traveling on different terrains. It can be highways or in the cities or some off-roading tracks. So that is the other side of me, and I have a YouTube channel too. Yeah. So these are the very common things, and apart from these things, so we have, how many of you say like I don't want to wear helmet because it creates a dandruff? How many of you feel it? Yes, good. 1, 2, move. Okay, so dandruff is the first thing. Next is the hairstyle. I expect everyone. Okay, hairstyle. And how many of you feel like I cannot breathe inside the helmet? After some time. Continuously wear it.
2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
For some time I will do.
So suffocation. And how many of you feel like I can't see if I wear helmet? Anyone? Any other reasons apart from these 4 reasons? If you have anything in mind, everyone will be having their own perception. So, do you have anything in your mind?
Headache.
Headache? Okay. Like it's because of the weight? Like
It's very uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Okay. Headache due to uncomfortable. Okay. Itching, yes, this is a subtype of, this might be the reason for if you are getting this itching part. Or you can say like sweat or itching. Yeah. Any more reasons?
Airport.
Okay. Subtype, hair fall. Yep. Next. That's it. I think I have covered most of it. Visibility and
Visibility in the sense others will not see it.
okay, you are telling in that perspective. Yes, even I have an answer for you. Okay, now the people who say dandruff, raise your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, why you get dandruff? Basically, you have any answer? Like, why you get this dandruff?
Not getting care problems.
Not washing your hair properly, regularly, and because of the sweat. So, when you say dandruff, most of the people, when people say like, okay, after starting wearing my helmet, I started getting this issue. It's because you will be using this helmet outside your house, means on the roads and everywhere. And sometimes it will be filled with this dust and all. And if you are not cleaning it in time, obviously you will get it. Even though if you are traveling on the road without this helmet, still the dust sits on your head. And slowly that will impact creating this dandruff or anything. It's a, like, to be frank, this is not properly maintaining your not taking a proper care. This would be one of the reasons, but helmets are never the reason of your getting this dandruff. Unless, suppose if I am having a dandruff and someone I am wearing it, and when I give this helmet to some other guy, it's like maybe there might be some chances. Always use your own helmet, do not share it with others. That's something that might be one of the reasons. If you are maintaining your helmet, then you will never get that issue. And there is one more thing like which you will be knowing going forward. Next is the hairstyle. Hairstyle, please raise your hands. Okay. Now I need answers from you guys. So when you start from home on bike, does your hairstyle remain in the same way as you started from home? Then what are you? I mean, you said hairstyle is one of the reasons it spoils my hairstyle. Now tell me, where is your hairstyle? You started like this and it ended like this. It creates this mohawk like this, Komo, it will create this horns. So there is no point, like if you are saying like my hairstyle is damaged, that means ultimately you are not focusing on it, you have something else. And still, if you are really bothered about your hairstyle, I have a small suggestion for you guys. How many of you see this? Know this? After getting down from the bike, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, take it like 1 minute, 60 seconds. Your hairstyle will be much better than what it was when you started. But here, you are getting a safety. If you are getting now hair fall. Now suppose just now when we entered inside and I checked this, we get this board here, it got fall automatically. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch the board. It automatically happened. Even the accidents on the road, you will be riding safely. You will be in completely safer distance. But you cannot expect others to drive safe. Just before when I was coming now, near this Wells Fargo signal, I stopped literally because someone was crossing the road. When Mahindra guy came and hit me in the back on to the car. It was my fault. It was his fault. I cannot ask him, hey, don't wait, can't stop. Right? Because I was watching front, he came back. He came on the back and he hit me. So that's how accidents happen. And here, like when some injury happens to your head, how many of you know like how doctors treat when something happens on the head? No one? They'll shave off this part of the injured area. Basically, that looks like a pain going in the
Yes.
they'll remove only that particular part if it is a small injury. If it is a major one, they have to shave off the entire head. Now, those who are really, focused on this hairstyle or hair fall, now imagine the impact. And here, just because of not wearing this helmet, you will be spending some lakhs of rupees in the hospital. Your parents will suffer. I have one story which I will be telling you. That's something happened myself. Like I experienced something in my real life that I want to share with you. That I'll tell you going forward. Next, suffocation. You said suffocation. Anyone else? You cannot breathe in without after wearing the helmet. Okay. So basically, people who said suffocation, there would be some different types of helmets available. Okay. Now this is a full face helmet. Everyone can see it, right?
Yes.
So now this is a full face helmet. It's still, am I audible?
Yes.
So still my mouth and nose and eyes, still they are open. Still, unless you are keeping this visor down, you won't feel it. But still, there are different types of helmets available in the market where you can wear it, something like half-face helmet, like something called hybrid helmet. You can lift it from the half, you can make it a half-face helmet. But still, I never suggest a half-face helmet because this part of your face is always at risk. And so, now if you see the medical industry is growing very drastically, like we have replacements for hand, leg, kidney transplantation, heart transplantation. I've seen a lot of news, but I haven't seen anything called brain replacement or something going to the brain. If something happens to your head, either people gets into the coma, major injuries, go coma or death. So that's the reason majority of the people they always stress out we are helping, and police they don't want to create this money out of these challenges. They want to educate you. Now I have 2 kids. Imagine something happens to my wife, something happens to me. My wife is she's a housewife. She don't earn anything. So what will be the situation of my kids? Who will take care of them? So that's the reason why government is continuously telling wear helmet. And a lot of people, especially people sitting in the back, I'm not driving. Why should I wear helmet? Now when accidents happens, so accident says okay, you're sitting in the back, you take a side, I'll injure this person who is riding. There is a survey happened long back where in majority of the accidents, the person sitting in the back, called as a pillion, people will either die or they get majority of that. And most of them are women. Because when most of them they sit one side, right? And when something is going to happen, the person who is riding the bike, he knows what's happening around. Okay, he's going to meet with an accident. At least he'll try to safeguard himself, by jumping or something he'll do. Because he has control on both the sides. His legs are 2 sides, he'll manage somehow. But the person sitting in the back, the seat is a little bit higher, they cannot reach the ground immediately. And most of the time, they are very busy with the social media looking at someone's feed. They don't know what's happening, they just focus on, this fellow posted something, this fellow went somewhere. They are busy with likes and follows. And by the time something happens, they don't know what happened and they are busy. So it's never only the rider who is riding the bike has to wear the helmet. The damage happens to the one who is not protecting themselves. Prevention is better than cure. If you are wearing helmet, if something happens, anything can be replaced except something this area. Now the visibility. Now, if someone comes back and shows me some number, I cannot see. Why? My visibility is up to this part. My eyes don't go back and see that. Now when I am wearing a helmet, my visibility ranges is also the same. Up to this point, I can see what is there. So these helmets are designed in such a way that it never blocks your visibility and it gives you some add-on protection. Clear on the visibilities? Now headache or uncomfortable. So, of course, for the first time when you are wearing it for the first time, you really feel that something on the head. But today, when I take out my bike, and even though if I am going at 40 to 50 speed without helmet, I feel comfortable. I got habituated that I should wear helmet, and I started thinking like overthinking. What happened? What will happen to me if I fell down? That level of like addiction I got into this helmet. I have done like a lot of kilometers on my bike, like more than 1.5 lakh kilometers on my bike so far, and many more I'm still doing it. And every time I always wear this helmet and I travel. It's not to showcase myself or something. It's like to protect myself. And as I said, get habituated. Once automatically on the 22nd day, you will know that I should take my helmet and go out. Starting, yes, you will feel uncomfortable. Even though sometimes some people while driving they get unconscious, they fell down and again head injury. Even though something happens, still your helmet, even though you are inactive, your helmet is always active. And there are a lot of incidents where people were wearing helmet but still they died. It's because they don't wear proper helmet, and I've seen like they wear it as an ornament. There will be something called strap hanging. They always leave it hanging. When someone falls on the ground, it's not like they fall and they stand back. They just slide. And during this process, sometimes your helmet comes out of it. This even I have experienced one in my life when I was not at all into the riding. In the 2012, I was going on my Activa, bought some roadside helmet where I kept the strap still, but it was hanging like this. And I was going, it was like hardly 30 speed. My bike got skid on the motor and I fell. And when I hit the ground, my back, then next part is this, it got hit and the helmet came off. I didn't remove it, it automatically came off because it was not properly tightened. Luckily, I was on very slow speed and it was on the turning. I didn't got much injuries, but on that day I realized how important this strap is. Again, people think, who will keep, like it will take time, I'm getting late to movie or something. But again, this is your savior. And sweats are itching. And a lot of people they have this issue like, okay, I'll get sweat. There are some different products available in the market. How many of you carry a handkerchief with you every day? That's something you always carry with yourself. This is called balaclava. Okay. I wear helmet. This is a dry fit, like different type of clothes, so still it doesn't give me that itchingness, uncomfortable or sweat. This will absorb all of it, and once you get down, wash it and throw it aside. Seriously, it gets dried in some hardly 30 minutes. It gets dried. I'm using some type of a cloth again to safeguard. Like if you are having these kind of issues, like for every single thing there is a solution. Only solution I don't have is your laziness. I don't have a solution. It's like you should think responsible that I should keep myself safety. Nobody will come and save you. It's like you have to do it on your own. Now there is a already you have seen it, but don't scroll it now. There is a definition for this helmet. So everyone knows it, but once I start writing, people will start saying. You wanna try? Yes, good. Great. Nice. Lips.
Mouth.
Yes.
Ears.
Very good.
Tongue.
Teeth or tongue? Huh?
Skin.
Okay, that's good. Helmets. Now you can go. So I didn't add S here, but I have helmet. When I said helmet, it's like for a person who is sitting on the riding area and the person sitting in the back, for both of them. So if you see, where are they located? Now tell me, if I wear this, all these parts are safe. My mouth, unless something directly something like this and piercing this glass and going in, can't help. But still my brain is somewhere here, so I'm safe still. I'll have some plastic surgery. But head, eyes, lips, mouth, ears, teeth, tongue, my skin and skull. So basically when you are saying a helmet means it will protect you from like safeguarding like all these parts of your head. Skull is also important, and of course skin. Like if you don't want stitches on your like some movies they show to villains, right, with stitches and scars. So if you don't want such kind of things, you have to keep yourself safe, and that's the only thing you can use. So I told you like there are for visibility, or else if you are saying about suffocation. So we have like different models. Like these are the very common models which you will be seeing in the market. This is a full face helmet, as you can see. This is the one. It is covering like entire face, and few people might have some question. This is a glass. If some stone comes and hits on this glass, it will break, right? No. Even the material that is used here is like very strong. Basically, there will be something called certification, ISI. You might have heard. Not a terrorist organization. It's like ISI, Indian standard. So you can see like DOT certification, ISI certified. Okay. So why those are like mandatory? So if you see this full face, this is a full face helmet. It will give you protection to the entire head, and this is the half face, which I suggest only for the people who are having this visibility issue, or I cannot take more weight on my head. Of course, there are a lot of helmets in the market which are very less weighted. This is like around 1500 grams. This helmet is like 1500 grams, and I make it much heavier by keeping this intercom, camera, these horns. Still, like ultimately, it's like once you get habituated, you never feel that okay, it's heavier. And for the half face helmet, even though if you are wearing this part of your face is still at rest. You can especially this part. And this is hybrid helmet. You can actually lift it from half of it. Whenever you are feeling like okay, I cannot breathe, you can take it out and keep it down. Some people they push, for style and all, they always keep it open and they ride. My friend, exactly this opposite to Wells Fargo, that Ryan Divya something building is there, right? There is a flyover starting point. My friend fell on that same day. He was wearing this hybrid helmet. He opened the half of it. He fell, one teeth and this part was injured. It's like hardly like early morning. He was going properly. One drunkard was crossing the road. He went like he played coco or something. He hit. And again, injury to this guy. And that fellow is drunk. He came out of his like unconscious state and he just ran away from that place. And my friend was falling on the road. I got a call early morning 5 a.m. I immediately rushed from my home to here to see, and I see injuries on this man. And this is one of the most famous, just to avoid traffic, cops to get challan. Now imagine when someone falls on the ground and some accidents happen, how you fall? Do you fall like this or do you fall like this? These give you protection only this part. And trust me, those are the worst quality helmets I have seen so far. Even though you take your both hands and just press it, it will break. Now imagine when some injury or some incident happens, does it give you a safety, any safety? I'll tell you, you have seen this metro constructions because that was there from long back. One of my friends, he was riding on a bike, he was going, and there, under this metro construction, there was an almost this size nail. It's fallen off from the construction site. He is the luckiest if it fall on his head. He was wearing his helmet, which got a slight crack. Then he was holding the handle. The nail got hit from head to hand. He didn't have any gloves on the hand, but his hand got fractured. But not even a single scratch on his head. Imagine if there was no helmet. So the speed and the weight of that nail was creating that level of impact that it has created a fracture on his hand. But his head is safe because the helmet has taken. Like there will be like multiple layers in the helmet. Like if you see, this is one layer, and even if you see inside, there are like multiple cushioning, and there will be some internal another some kind of thermocol type of material. Even these helmets will also be having an expiration because slowly as you keep on using, even its expiration date will come, and it will not give you that complete protection. So I never suggest this. Do not even think of buying this. If you are going for any of this, always like go for this based on, again, as I said, I gave you some criteria. Think of it and purchase it. Now, I said to you like the reason why I am standing in front of you is I had experienced a situation in my life. My father's sister's son, he's like Attakodu. He's like my own brother. He stays in front of me. Since he was a kid, like he used to come and play with me for every single festival. Like majority of the time, he used to stay in our house than his house. However, both are like connected to each other, but still he used to stay in our house and he used to come everywhere with me. And during he was studying an intermediate in the year 2020 or 21, I guess, during the COVID time especially. He went like it was his friend's birthday. He asked him to like let's go for shopping. So these guys went triple riding, no helmet, and this fellow is very good at driving. He's very good at driving. So he started driving. Suddenly, some auto guy who was supposed to stop at the left, he came to the right and he stopped in the middle of the road. And this guy was hardly in 30 to 40 speed. He went and hit the auto. He fell. He landed on this part of his head. These two guys sitting in the back fell on him, literally. Imagine the impact. He is not having any single injury from here to down. But the impact went like he had a fracture in the skull. This area, this area, this area. And I got a call that he met with an accident. We rushed to the hospital. By the time someone took him to the hospital, we rushed. There are like bigger than me, like 6.2 height, body kind of a bodybuilder. They were trying to hold him while taking this MRI scan to see because the majority impact was on the head. Some CT scan or MRI scan, they were trying to take that, but this guy was like it's uncontrollable. We were thinking he was having some kind of a pain because of the injury, but he had some internal injury and that was blocking his windpipe. We didn't know. We were like trying to stop him. Immediately we took him to the care hospital. They took care of it. The damage was like the doctor said 70% chances he may not survive. 30% he may survive. Because when he hit the ground, as I said, 20 to 30 speed hardly. He landed on this part and he had some micro injuries in his brain. So basically, most of the time people will get into either coma or die. So that was the situation. Can't even tell the situation to the parents because he is the youngest child. He has two sisters, and their parents are like his mother is like brain patient. She has some issues. his father is going to patient. If we tell the exact situation to the parents, imagine it's like we have to take care of these guys also because some major thing may happen because we have seen them since my childhood, so we cannot share. It's like me and my brother, we took care of like complete responsibility. I was married, but I was not having kids. But literally, I experienced the pain of a parent, like how it will. 4 days in the hospital, care hospital, Banjara Hills. It was a COVID time, and we were not even allowed inside the hospital because the COVID patients were going. It's the same area. Even for treatment also, this guy has to undergo the COVID first some test. Once after getting negative, then only he was treated. Like literally 4 days, we can't even like normally in hospital they'll be giving a separate room and all. But we are not having that option because he was in the ICU. So we have to sleep all the night in the car, waiting outside like some doctor or attendant will come and address our issues. Like literally 5 lakhs around, it happened for 4 days, and the parents were not even having enough money to take care of his treatment. Me, my friend, my brothers, like everyone, we did a fundraiser. We collected around 3.5 lakh, and we handed it over. And luckily, by God's grace, he is alive today. He's doing well. He's like safe. I feel it like literally, I call it as a miracle because like I have seen very less people surviving with a severe head injuries, and he's one of them. Since then, I started realizing, okay, this guy like sees me every day. I never told him to wear a helmet because I thought he will understand. So let's take this session to all the youngsters or everyone who needs like basic information like, okay, if you are having any kind of issue in wearing this helmet, let me know. I'll help you out. I can overcome with that issue. But wear helmet because that can help you in from major incidents. So that's the reason I started doing this session since then, and I have done a lot of sessions so far. And even I went to Roda, so there also I go there and talk to some college and I do this session. It's not like again. Imagine this fellow who met with an accident. It doesn't even know what happened. He got some sedatives. He was sleeping happily in the ACs. And trust me, I have seen like his friends rushed to the hospital, like close to 20 to 30 people. His friends, every single guy was crying, including me, but I cannot show it also. Because I was the one who is saying like, he's fine, I spoke to the doctor, he's doing it. But I know the fact. Imagine how tough it is. So it's like just because of some fun or our carelessness, the person who loves us will affect him. And it's not like I'm promoting some brand or something. I'm just telling like we are helmets because that saves your life. That will save your life. So, lot of people, especially like, okay, maybe after the session I can at least expect one person to go to some store and buy a helmet. And it's not like you blindly walk into a store, give me a helmet and take it and come back. Never do that. So there are some basic things that you always need to consider when you are buying a helmet. It's like certified. So I told you, right? ISI certified or DOT certified. There is something called DC, there is called SNEL certified. So why you need this certification? Today, like I'll start as some helmet manufacturing company, and without even taking care of proper safety, if I sell it in the market, if someone buys it and dies, I am not getting any issue here. I will just hold it. And the person who is wearing it, he'll be having many. Now today government is saying like go for ISI certificate. That only those helmets you can wear in the market. Why? So basically these certifications plays a very major role you know, like they actually maintain the standards of, you know, making a helmet. It's like whenever a company has to get this certification. Suppose I have a company, I manufacture these helmets. Okay, I'll send these helmets to this certification. Then they will test this helmet very badly, like keeping some kind of a, you know, head kind of thing inside. They'll hit it to the ground very harshly, and they'll see how much impact this helmet is taking and how much it is keeping the thing which is in, keeping safe. And it's not like they just throw it and lift it. They'll hit it multiple times. They'll slide it. Like different tests would be conducted on this helmet. Once after a helmet passes all these tests, then only that particular manufacturing company will get that certification. It's not like they, like nowadays I've seen a lot of people like they just go to some printing store, they'll get this ISI certified sticker and they'll just stick it and they'll sell it. Especially if you see any of the roadside, they actually do this kind of things. And again, it's like, okay, there is cop stopping and there is one guy keeping a helmet stop on the road. Okay, just to skip this, 100 rupees, give me, I'll wear it, I'll go. Once after crossing the police, I'll take it out and I'll go. That's not the case. Like it's, again, risking yourself just because of some hundreds of thousands of rupees. So, ISI in India, we follow this. DOT in US, ECE in European countries, and for majority of the sports bikes and all, they make sure they are following under these certifications. And in US, when you go for this DOT certified, suppose a person is wearing a helmet, he met with an accident, and if the person dies because of the head injury, they will take that helmet for testing. And if that helmet fails in that test, the company has to pay some thousands of dollars on the number of helmets they have sold it to the market. Imagine the company will completely go into the depths. So they will never, you know, compromise on the safety. Even though this is an like I bought this helmet in India, still it has this ISI is there anyhow, because he has to sell it in India, he has to be ISI certified. But he is making sure he is a DOT certified. I mean, this company is a DOT certified. DOT and ECE. You can see there is a certification. DOT and ECE. Means this is up to the standard. It can give me the protection. I never say like some thousands of tons is falling on it, it will take that pain. But we never go into that situation. But at least some smaller thing. Just now I told you, it was on an open road with a 20 or 30 speed. We hit on the ground. See what has happened. And a lot of people, especially youngsters, whenever I go to any colleges, I'll be seeing many youngsters wearing a helmet, but completely black visor. Like you cannot see who is inside. Basically, that glass would be something like this. Inside there is a. But when you are wearing such kind of a helmets and traveling in the night, now even I experienced it. Even I have one helmet. I never used it during the night times. I was riding, and suddenly I closed it. A person completely wearing black hairs passed in front of me. I can't see unless I approach the person. I was like, it was on some near to Kolichoki area, full traffic jam. Trust me, I was on very slow speed, still I can't see the person. Because the glass, people like they always go for this tinted visor, and always go with this clear visor. If you don't want to show your face, anyhow I told you, you can tie a kerchief to your face, or else there are multiple solutions for this to cover your face. But always go with this clear visor. In case during the daytime you cannot see because of the sun, you are having issue with the sun. There are different helmets available in the market with double visor. You can always switch it on and switch it off. Now, again, strap. As I said, if you are buying a helmet, its strap is like burst. How come it gives us safety? I told you the incident that happened with me. Literally, that was hanging. I can't even tight it. So I was like wearing it on daily basis. When I hit the ground, immediately it came out. Luckily, I didn't scroll, so I was safe today. I'm standing in front of it. If the like I was on a speeding, then imagine what would be the situation. There is, how many of you know Sriman Sunny by chance? Sriman Sunny. He's also a YouTuber. So recently he was coming from Goa. There was like guard section. He somehow slipped. You should see the scratches on the helmet. Imagine those scratches on the face. It's like literally the entire helmet got damaged. But not even a single scratch on his face. Even immediately I called him, I spoke to him, and he said only one thing that Anna, this helmet saved me. He is also a rider. I never told him to wear a helmet and ride. He himself took it. From Hyderabad to Goa, he went on bike. He was coming on the bike, again back, and he was wearing the gear helmet. He fell. He got a very bad scratches, but luckily he is like not even a single scratch because helmet saved him. And he was going with the proper certified helmet, not with some and size and brand quality. I've seen like majority people riding with helmets, when they rotate their head will rotate, but helmet will still see front. Always do not buy any helmets online. Go to some offline store, and if you don't have such kind of everyone will have requirement. I need this color, that some specific requirements. But take the sizes of your head. So go to a helmet store, take any of the helmet, wear it. Rotate your head as fast as you can. See whether helmet is moving with your head or it is like free flowing. When you do like this, if you are doing like this, you are watching this side and helmet is watching this side, you will be blank end of the day. And by the time something will come and hit you. So always, when you are purchasing any helmet, initially that would be a little bit stiff. It will create this kind of impact. But slowly as you start using it, the foam and cushion inside would get adjusted to your face, and that will be your perfect size of your head. And always go for a proper brand. Do not buy it on the roads. Like you never know that like just to save some hundreds or thousands, you are risking your life. Imagine there was a time I never felt like, even I was like wearing a helmet, there was a time, even I was wearing helmet just to skip the cops. Unless something incident happened, and as I said, very less people survive from that situation, and they will know how bad impact will be. And they will be the lifetime they will be making sure of the safety. And I am one of them. 2 incidents in my life that changed the perception of why helmets are mandatory. Trust me, today I have like 3 to 4 helmets in home for different situations. I use different helmets. It's like city or if I'm going for longer distances, if I'm doing for shorter off-roading, different places, I can have like different helmets. And the type of material, of course, majority this will take care of these things. But you need to make sure visibility and the sizes. You need to make sure if you are going for a certified. A lot of people, you might have seen these people, especially on the roads. So, seriously. And imagine, they'll be like, suddenly the phone drops, and they'll be like, what happens? Like there is no superpower in your bike that, okay, this guy is taking his phone, I'll control the road. Does your bike does? No, right? Immediately even it falls with you. Or it will create some damage to you by falling on your leg. 200 kgs on your leg will create more impact, either you can get fracture. So do not do this. Stop your vehicle like hardly 5 minutes. Sometimes even our situations will be different. So we always carry these intercoms. like inbuilt speakers. We connect inbuilt speakers, and even though I am at 80 speed, the person outside will not even listen anymore. Noise like even honking, any noise they will, because of the noise cancellation. Because we have to communicate with each other. So basically, as I said, I am the lead writer. I have done a leading of 300 bikes in Hyderabad, and I was the head marshal for 738 bikes, which was the Indian Book of Records folder. So when we go for a ride, like ants, right? They go like this in a single line. Even when we go for rides, I'll be the person here who will maintain what speed we are going and what are the different signs. It's not like a lot of people have this issue in whenever they are riding, they will like watching the ground. Never do that. When you are riding a bike or car, anything, always your visibility should widespread like this. Then only you will know, like if there is something that coming from that road there, and suddenly when you are looking down and suddenly something comes from there, you may not act immediately, and that will impact. It will be having a very big impact. So always look wide and focus on the road, not on the front, not on the village. So when we go for ride, this will be my visibility. I will be covering this part. So even though there is something coming from here, I will be ready from here itself. I will make sure, okay, it's not just I have to pass this. It's like the entire team has to pass. So either I will make sure this fellow passes, or else there will be some people in the middle who will be not in the line. We will be calling them marshals. There will be something called tail or sweep. Here is the lead. So we will be communicating with each other through this intercom. Even without calling, we just say that, there is one guy coming in the front, or I need someone to stop the vehicles there. So this guy immediately goes and stops the vehicles there and will pass. And even though we have a lot of super bikes or anything, if the lead is going at 30, entire team has to go in 30. And the professional riders who join us, they never ask why you are going slow. Because they always follow this lead, because this guy knows what is the safety, and they trust on him that he will take care of our safety and he will reach us to the destination safely. And especially a lot of people, youngsters, they are trying to cover majority of the distances in a very short time. And a lot of people, even they come, especially youngsters, they come to me and ask, Anna, how many kilometers you will do in a very short period? I'm a rider, not any racer, or I'm breaking any standards. I just travel. Our main motive is to reach the destination safely by enjoying our ride. Not to stress ourselves, speeding and risking our life. We never do that. Our point is like, our passion shouldn't be an issue to your family. Okay? So never do this cell phone driving, even though in cars, because you cannot focus on the road. And we will be seeing, especially on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they don't know where they are driving. And these guys don't even though they have a family, they don't even focus on like others. A person, like imagine a family is going with their kids on a bike, and this guy goes and hits him. Who's at fault? First of all, encouraging these drunk and drive guys on the road, it's our mistake. But if you know your friend is driving, when he is drunk, stop him, take the keys, throw it away, no issues. In the morning he'll realize. At that point of time he may hit you, but you are saving his or her life. So do not encourage anyone doing this. And animals, or sometimes when you are passing by villages, kids will run all of a sudden. A lot of people, especially like what they do is, whenever they see a lot of houses, they try to do some stunts or speed, because everyone wants to see them. And in this process, animals or kids suddenly come onto the road because they don't know, because that's a road and all, they don't know anything. They just pass. And in these situations, there are incidents, accidents will happen. As I said, kids, and you know, this important thing. So even though like today morning, when you are going, like today morning you will go by some road, you know entire road how it goes. By the time you come back, there will be some big hole on it. It's not like nature does it. Some people might have done some construction, they left the half part open, and you will be in a realization thinking, okay, it was good, so I go. And there are a lot of incidents happened because of this. A lot of incidents. People, not even though they are aware of all these things, they somehow they miss out. Now imagine there is a lorry here. You can see it. Right? This lorry, he doesn't even knew that he will stuck there. Somehow he got stuck because he didn't know that it was that deep. So always do not avoid these kind of locked areas. Try to avoid those routes. Don't go like splashing the water and all. And these come the special category guys who walk on the roads, jaywalking. Like literally they walk like entire world is not there. I am the only person alive. Right? They don't even see. If someone suddenly comes all of a sudden, they are like, you can't stop a vehicle just by showing hand. If the person, like if some lorry is coming with some speed, you should calculate. Imagine like, okay, if he applies brake here, it will go there and it will stop there. So how much distance I have to stand? So you need to calculate. Even a lot of people still have a lot of fear crossing the road. And they are like, whom you are showing? You are showing it to the road to stop. Always use your hand. If you are crossing the road, majority use the like zebra crossings, or you have a what do you call it? Put over bridges. Use that. In case you don't have an option, this is the way you have to. And it's not like, no. See how speed they are coming, how much gap you have to travel that distance up to here, there, and wait. And do not, most of the people in panic, they run all of us. And the people coming on the road, they never imagine these are vehicles, okay? I can see if I am standing here, if my bike is here, okay? I can see what is there in front of this, but I cannot see what is in front of this. So what I'll do, I'll take a side and I'll try to overtake from right side. And suddenly if someone crashes, so these people are very dangerous. Trust me. Out of all of them, very, very dangerous. Even though they are in conscious state, they will be like rushing or running or don't know what to do, they will stand in between. There is no wrong if you see someone who is like confident enough to cross the road. Always lend their hand or else go straight opposite, not before. If the vehicles are coming from this direction, go to this side of you and follow the line. Even then will be. No, I haven't seen a single guy like not helping a person in road crossing. They always help you and they feel proud of themselves because I helped the person. So remember these important things. And most of you people might have seen a lot of youngsters doing these racings on the streets or lifting the front bike and traveling. Now I want to ask a question. Boys, please be silent. I want girls to answer. Okay, this question is only for girls. Now imagine you are walking and suddenly one guy goes like this, all of a sudden, or does some stunts in front of you. So what is the first word, or you can say like gali or typical, comes out of your mouth? I want the voice to listen louder. Please. No issues. It's not like they are doing. Then they will say to their friends who does it. Exactly. that's a very decent film. As for me, I know I've listened in many colleges. There I was like, I shouldn't know. Literally, that was a decent I've seen so far. But literally, so especially to the boys or your friends who is doing such kind of a things, tell them, like when you are doing like this, no one, like imagine within a 2 seconds, the boys will have this kind of a perception that okay, if I go speed, means the girl will impress me. Imagine they started thinking like, okay, this guy is the perfect guy. You don't even remember. Frankly speaking, you told him.
हमारा पूरा स्पीड बोलते हैं क्या जरूरत है ना
Now imagine, if a person is going with a proper gear, with a bike, with a proper helmet, slowly, did you guys grab an attention towards the person? If I am like, at least most of you have seen like, okay, he is wearing something. What is it? You might got some questions. At least you think for a while, at least for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 seconds at least. Not like, ready. So boys, if you have any friends doing such kind of a things, tell them this will be the girl's reaction. No one will feel like you are a hero. There is a movie called Boys.
Yes.
Siddharth movie. He tried to do some stunts and ended up landing in front of the heroine too, and he'll feel embraced. Is that what the literally? So if these guys start trying to impress someone and do this kind of a stunt, and if they fall in front of them, is that pura kachra? Gone. Everything gone. So never encourage anyone doing such kind of a thing. And that's me actually, that's my answer. So I'm a rider, so that's my attire actually. I'll always wear this proper riding gear. There will be a riding pant and riding shoes. Today I didn't wear because I have to go to office and my boss will see where is this guy coming from. So I just carried this and this is always there with me. So I always wear proper gear, like it can be a riding jacket or riding pant, riding shoes, helmet, gloves, everything I always carry. I'll make sure I'm keeping every part of my body is protected. So these are the riding gloves. Even it's like this is completely leather and knuckle area. And I want 2 volunteers here. I want 2 guys here. Anyone? Very good. Good. So we hold it first. You can wear it. No issue. That's a brand new. So guys, I'll just show you a basic demo. Okay. This is a riding jacket. Okay. I'll show you what we are doing actually. Okay. Show your face expression. Now tell me how you feel. No. Why? Because sorry. Hello. So imagine these are the major impact areas. Even this is also. So basically, these are the very main areas, major areas for a riding jacket are shoulders, the joints, elbows, and this part. Anyhow, we'll be wearing these gloves, and the chest part will fall in the front. So these are the main impacting areas where we'll be landing. So for that thing, we always carry this we always wear this riding jacket. And the material you will be seeing like completely, this will be very strong. This will give you, safety. Even though if we are, sliding on the road, it will take majority of the damage, and still it doesn't give it. A light damage will be passing through us. Otherwise, this will take majority of the damage. And the reason, even though I want you to pass it, you want to see it and pass it, you can do it. So basically, that's a riding jacket as I've shown, which I was wearing the same one again. And we'll be having a riding pants, which gives us protection on the hip and the knees. And riding shoes, even those would be like, even though if I kick a rock, nothing happens to me. These are like main important things we like use when we are going for a ride. And this is a tourer bike or off-roader, we can say. And this is a racer. And the common things you should be observing in both of these are gear, helmet or riding jacket or shoes. Everything is like certified gear. My expectations, like maybe the riding gear which they are using, it's a one-piece suit, it could be more than 1 lakh. Now the riding jacket costs around 9,000 change. So there is a lot of difference, and a rider always goes to different destinations in a safer way by following all the traffic rules. And a racer performs a racing, like tries to come first on a certified racing track, not everywhere. Okay, it's the person who is doing the street racing on the roads or in the public roads. They are called as
Chapris.
Nipa. lot of names. So it's like they are not risking themselves, they are also risking to the others who are commuting on that road. Okay? And there will be people who will be doing professional stunts. And there are a lot of stunt people who does it, but they'll be doing it in a completely closed circuit. When I say closed circuit, imagine this is the circuit. No one will enter into that circuit. Only the stunt guys who performs, they'll be doing it in a completely closed circuit, not on an open road. Okay, so that's the main difference. So you might be seeing a lot of challans you coming to your home address through photos. So some mainly, like most of us even don't know, but still there are few things which I address here. Even though if your side mirror don't have a side mirror, even you may get a challan. But a lot of people, for style purpose, they take out the side mirror. Now tell me how you will see for back. Okay, someone is coming. By the time you see something is coming from the back, you will hit the front mirror. Just now that car guy hit you. Now, no helmet for rider and pillion. You all know it. And as I said, I am riding since 2016, and since then to till now, even the government has recently, said that recently in the from past 2 years, they said like even pillion has to wear the helmet, but we are following it from way back. No helmet strap. During the COVID, like we have found a lot of people like wearing a helmet but not strapping. For that also you may get a chance. Signal jumps, buy insurance or license RC, and suppose if a person is wearing a helmet, riding, and somehow he met with an accident, the person, this bike guy hit or car hit the other person, if the person dies and this fellow doesn't have this insurance, still you have to face a lot of consequences. Now, riding a non-insured vehicle is also a big crime. So, your vehicle should have a valid insurance too. Overspeeding. A lot of people, again, we have a very good example here. The biodiversity, the Volkswagen Polo car. Most of you know the biodiversity incident. Now, in Hyderabad, majority of the flyovers having speed limit of 40. Why they keep it? On what basis the speed limits will be kept? Anyone? So it depends on the road conditions, how cross it will be, how chances of this. They'll be considering multiple factors and then they'll keep that speed limits. It's not like they just want to stop you wantonly, so they will keep the speed limits. No. Now if you see the Bidassi flyover example, when the speed limit is 40, still the car guy was going around 80 to 100. He went till the point, straight road, good. Then there is a very deep curve, it's like the road is like slant, and he couldn't control a car. He fall off from the flyover to down, and killing a girl who got an offer in some IT company. It was not that girl's fault, it's like this guy. He has to follow this speed limit. So never do these speed limits. And in Hyderabad, we are having a lot of CC cameras again. So even though you are tampering the number plate, people are very talented on this. They'll try to, mask. They won't keep mask to their faces, but they'll keep it on their faces. Like very talented. But still, with this, very clarity cameras we have installed in the entire Hyderabad. They'll capture the photos in such a way that if there is any dust on your number plate, you can see that dust. I have seen like, it's not like I got it. It's like, as I said, I'm a traffic volunteer, so they took us inside and they have shown us like how it will be. And I was like very impressed. Okay, this is mandatory, this should be there. Even though if you are hiding some part of the number, still you will get a challan like hiding number plates or tampering the number. And if you see anyone like doing any kind of a stunts or anything, just a second. For us, it's again for our safety. Everywhere, as I said, is mainly focusing on our safety, but not for them. Nothing benefits them. For our safety, they are saying like, use your side mirrors to watch back. Always wear helmet to keep yourself safe. Keep your strap on, even though in case of incident, it will stick to your head. If you are jumping the signal, the vehicles coming from the opposite direction may hit you. And if something happens to yourself or to the bike, you cannot bear the financial expenses. Again, you have to cover the third parties too. So you have to pay from the pocket. But if you have an insurance, it will cover you, and you should have a valid license too. Overspeeding, you cannot like if a person falls from 20 to 30 speed, it will be very less impact. But imagine a person like speeding like 100 plus, and if you make an accident, that impact will be worse. No parking, stopping your vehicle in the middle of the road and blocking the way for the ambulance. Again, it's risking someone's life again. Stunts, risking yourself and risking others on the road. And hiding number plates, either you will be a thief, stealing someone's chain and running, or you might have done some hit and run. So majority, if someone found with this, they consider like either this guy has stolen someone's chain and running, and to hide himself, he is doing this. So never do such kind of stuff. Come on, questions? We have come to the end of the session. So now you are open. Like I don't want to be, so far I was continuously shouting. I want you to talk now. Any questions? No questions? All the stage fear guys, this is the time to break your silence. Who said like you have this stage fear? Ask something. Always remember, there is nothing like silly question. Never feel like any question. Never feel that. Sometimes, in my personal thing, again I'm saying, like whenever I am listening to some meetings, I want to show myself like I'm attending to the meeting. So what I do is, I'll repeat the same word what the trainer has said, and I'll say, is it right? I ask the question, and trainer will know my name of Kishore has asked me something. At least he is listening to the subject. So that's how I started overcoming on the stage. Ask questions. No questions. Yes.
Actually, అంటే అందరూ ఏజెంట్ రీసెర్చ్ తర్వాత అందరూ లైసెన్స్ చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే ఏజెంట్ లైసెన్స్ వాళ్ళు రైటింగ్ కూడా చేయలేదు 2 4 సో అది కూడా ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసి ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు లైసెన్స్ ఇచ్చే ముందు మనకి ఎంత బుక్లెట్ ఇస్తారు ఇన్సర్మనడానికి 40-50 పేజెస్ సో అవన్నీ అయితే మేబీ మీలాంటి వాళ్ళు వచ్చి చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం కూడా ఉండదు అంటే కొంతమంది సో అది అదొకటి మీరు అంటే
So earlier, I mean, right now in Hyderabad, even though there are agents, still they have to go to the track and they have to do that test. They have to attend the test. As far as I have seen many people. Earlier it used to be like pay the money to the agent, he'll get you the license. That's the one you are saying, right? But now I think even though you are paying money to the agents or anyone brokers, still you have to go there and you have to attend all the tests and they'll give you the feedback. Even initial times I was failed once. I got failed and trust me, my father came with me. I used to drive a classic and suddenly I had to sit on a passion which was very less power and somehow kept my leg down and the inspector came and said he directly spoke to my father saying that your kid is taking 3 to 4 kids on his bike and traveling across. Just focus on your kid and ask him to focus on the road and learn this track. It's like he blindly gave some feedback and my father is like, that's why you are asking bike insurance, I mean bike license and that. Then it created some fear and I started focusing on the road. Next time I attended the test again and I passed. It's like just to aware myself like okay what are the rules and everything. Maybe the inspector has given me a small threat, but that's good for me again. It's not like I just did, but I immediately went and gone through all the materials as I said, the different signs on the road, different signs that would be shown on the road, like uphill, downhill, and median, road crossing, single way, 2 ways, everything. I started going through all of it. Next time I attended with full confidence and I cracked it. And I got my license. I was like, I got the license to fly an aeroplane. Yeah.
రోడ్ మీద చాలా మంది ర్యాష్ డ్రైవింగ్ స్పీడ్స్ చేస్తున్నారు. హౌ కెన్ వి డీల్ విత్ దట్?
So there is one number, I'll share it. So whenever you see anyone, rash driving or it can be doing stunts, everyone is having a mobile phone with